lun, lun. Then comes alif. That is why it is called إظهار. رسول أمين وجاءهم رسول أمين. We are not going to say رسول أمين. No. This is what we discussed last week. Then today we are going to move to the second one. The author said, والثاني إدغام بستة أتت. والثاني إدغام بستة أتت في يرملون عندهم قد ثبتت. في يرملون عندهم قد ثبتت لكنها قسمان قسم يدغما. لكنها قسمان قسم يدغما فيه بغنة بينمو علما. فيه بغنة بينمو علما إلا إذا كان بكلمة فلا. إلا إذا كان بكلمة فلا تدغم كالدنيا ثم صنوان تلا. تدغم كدنيا ثم صنوان تلا. والثاني إدغام بغير كنا في اللام والراء ثم كررنا. ثم كررنا. ثم كررنا. والثاني إدغام بستة أتى. He said, the second after إظهار is إدغام بستة أتت. It has 6 alphabets also. في يرملون. He said, I gather them in يرملون. ياء راء ميم لام واو ثم نون. عندهم قد ثبتت. He said, لكنها, but for the idgham, قسمان, it is divided into 2. قسم يدغما, one of the idgham, since it is divided into 2, يدغما, there is gunna. فيه بغنة, within it there is gunna. But what are the alphabets for the idgham? When it comes, there is gunna. He said, biyanmu. Out of yarmaduna, when you take ya'un, wa nunun, wa mimun, wa wawun, remain 2, then he said, biyanmu. These 4 alphabets, when nun sakina comes, then this alphabets comes after, there is gunna before them. Illa idha kana, only if bikilmatin fala, when the nun sakina and the alphabets comes in a single word. In a single word. Then tudegim kadunya thumma sinwan. He said, for example, like dunya, sinwan, tala. والثاني, and the other type, idgham bighayri gunna. It is idgham without gunna. But what are the alphabets? Lamun warra'un thumma karranna. He said, vibrate them. Then we are going to see it now. Idgham is divided into 2. Idgham bi gunna wa idgham bi ghayri gunna. Last week we said that gunna as-sawt takhruju min al-khayshum. It is just a sound that comes from your what? Nostril. Then this idgham also has 6 letters, 6 alphabets. Ya'un, wa mimun, ra'un, mimun, lamun, wawun, then nun. These are the alphabets for what? Idgham. Then we said idgham is then divided into two. We had idgham bi gunna. This idgham bi gunna has four alphabets. Yanmu, ya'un, wa nunun, mimun, wa wawun. Ya'un, nunun, mimun, wawun. The remainders, which are the lam and ra, they are under this one. Idgham بغير غنة لام وراء. Then he said something. إلا إذا كان. Only if this one, he said there is gunna. But then he make an exception. If this ya, or nun, or mim, or wa comes in a single sentence together with the nun sakina, then there is no gunna. For example, can I claim it? He said dunya. Now, you have nun sakina, right? And you have ya, which we said there is gunna. But because the nun sakina and there comes in a single word, and this word you cannot what, split it into two, then this one it is never called idgham. It is what we call izharul haqiqi. Izharul haqiqi. In Quran, we have only four. Dunya, Sinwanun, Qinwanun, and Bunyanun. They are the only four in the Quran. Whenever you are asked about Izharul Haqiqi in Quran, they are four. Dunya, Qinwanun, Sinwanun, Bunyanun. They all, let me show you here. Dunya, then Sinwan. You see, we have no sakina and we have what? Wa. But you cannot say Sinwan wa ghayra Sinwan. You see that it does not rhyme. But Sinwan wa ghayra Sinwan. Bisqarin wa iman. Then Inwan. Inwan. Then Bunyan. These are the only Izhar Hakiki we have because they come in a single word together with what? With the Nun Sakina, then it is no more called Idgham. Then, after that, if Nun Sakina comes from one word and the Idgham comes from another word, that is where it comes Idgham. But before that, let me clarify something. You know, the Arabic alphabets are divided into two. There are alphabets that they come in the first letter or in the first word. For example, alifun, when it comes first, it is written like this. When it comes in the middle, it is written like this. When it comes at the end, it is written like this, or like this. Right? When we take ba, when it comes in the first word, it is written like this. When it comes in the middle, it is written like this. When it comes at the end, it is written like this. Then there are some alphabets that they can only come here or here. They cannot come in the middle. For example, when we take ra, when you are beginning a word, when it comes at the end, it is written like this. But you can never write it in the middle. Why? Because are you going to write it like this, then bound like this? It is no more, right? Therefore, because this ra cannot come in the middle, don't say that, okay, it means if there is a space, then, let me show you, for example. Like this word, yarhamna, this is a single word, yarhamna, right? Then you cannot say, no, this one is a single word and this one is a single word. Why? Because there is a space in between here. No. Why? Because this ra, you cannot attach this ra and this ha. Why? Because fundamentally this ra cannot come in the middle when you are writing it. Therefore, this space is not a space that is split in two words. It is just the methodology of what? Of writing this ra. But for example, when you have this one, min gillin, min gillin. This space is a space that what splits two words. Why? Because this mean from gillin, something in your heart, right? But this one, if I said yar, what is yar in Arabic? It makes no sense, right? Hamna makes no sense. So that is why when you are going to cite example for the idgham, for example, when we have we said we have in, let's start with yeah, mayyasu, mayyasu. This is an example of what? Idgham. This is man is the word. This space means this one is different from this one. So now we have nun sakina and we have ya. And this is a typical example of idgham. Therefore, there is what gunna. You are going to say mayyasu, mayyasu. One important thing to put in your mind when you are reciting Quran and when you come across idgham, the shape of your mouth when you come to this nun, when you are going to put this nun inside this year. Therefore, the shape of your mouth, it is going to be like you are eager or you are ready to say yeah. You are going to say may. Don't say may. No. The shape of your mouth, it is going to be may. If you stop, any person can say he is going to say yeah. Yeah, exactly. For example, another example. قَوْلُ وَعِيدٌ. Then you are going to say قَوْلُ, قَوْلُ. But in saying that, don't say قَوْلُ and make your lips vibrate. This is not accepted in the recitation of Quran. قَوْلُ, قَوْلُ. If you have time, check the recitation of Khalil al-Khusari. Look at him when, like for example, he is what? Reciting Quran. There is a scholar that says that whenever you are reciting Quran, your pace, it will be what? Changing shapes. Why? Because, for example, qawlu, don't say qawlu. I know. Qawlu, qawlu. Why? Because you are what? Idgamizing this tanween into what? Wa. You are what? Putting it inside. So, if you are putting it inside and you are what? Doing gunna, then there must be what? That shape. Do you understand? Then, when we take, for example, mim, another example for this one, huh? Rasulun Mubin. Thank you. Then you are going to say Rasulun Mubin. Rasulun. Already close your mouth. Don't say Rasulun. If you say Rasulu, then you change it into ikhfa. But Rasulun Mubin. Rasul. Why? Because the idgham means there is no noon entirely. The noon has what? Has, you have tanween, then it is what? Put inside this me. Rasulun Mubin. Rasulun Mubin. Don't say Rasulun Mubin. No. Rasulun Mubin. Rasulun Mubin. Then, can someone give us another example? Qawlun ma'ruf. Qawlun ma'ruf. Qawlun ma'ruf. ومغفرتي ومغفرتي, because you have ta'un, مغفرتي يتبعها أذى. Now, this ta, don't say, but when you are saying tanween, there is like tun, but now we change it into like two, right? Why? Because the tun inside, it is what? It agamize into this year. Then مغفرة يتبعها أذى. Don't say مغفرة يتبعها. It is wrong. مغفرة. Anybody that listens says this one, it is idgham. Why? Because you already what? Idghamize this ta into what? Into this year. Any question? Then the second one, we said there is no what? Gunna. And it has only two alphabets, which is Lara. Lara. This one, we call it complete idgham. That one with Gunna, we call it idgham naqis, incomplete idgham. And this one is a what? Complete idgham. Because for the idgham, it is something, you take something and put it into what? Something. Idkalu shay'un fi shay'. Then, this complete idgham, min rabbihim. Min rabbihim. Don't say min rabbihim. No. Min rabbihim. Min rabbihim. Min rabbihim. Min rabbihim. Then another example. Huh? Ghafur Rahim. Ghafur Rahim. Ghafur Rahim. Don't say Ghafurun Rahim. Ghafurun Rahim. No. You are going to idagamize this ra into this ra. And if this comes, then here we can say this is idigam. Which kind of idigam? Idigam بغير غنة, idgham kamil. Then in other circumstances, in the further when we come, you can also eat idgham mutamathalaini. Why? Because you have two alphabets that are similar. Then another example, eh? No, for the lara, lamun awramun, mallahu. Thank you very much. Mallahum, mallahum, mallahum. When we are doing idgham, you will notice that there is no sound for noon entirely. Why? Because it is what? It is put inside the what? The preceding alphabet. You understand? Mallahum. Don't say manlahum. No. Mallahum. 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 So now you will understand that you cannot recite Quran of it. You have to come to a person to what? To teach you. Why? Because if you said no, I know how to read Arabic text. Then you come across, you see man lahum. You are going to recite it as what? Man lahum. And in Quran, in the world of Quran, this is wrong. Man lahum. No. Man lahum. Man lahum. You understand? Okay. I'm going to repeat the verses. والثاني إدغام بستة أتت. He said the second one is إدغام بستة أتت. It has six alphabets. في يرملون, they are inside يرملون. عندهم قد ثبتت. لكنها قسمان. He said, but this إدغام, it is divided into two. قسم يدغم فيه بغنة. One of the إدغام, it is what? Idgamized with gunna. بينمو, there are ينمو ياء نون ميم وواو علما إلا إذا كان بكلمة. Only if this ينمو النون الساكنة comes in a single word. تدغم, for example, كالدنيا ثم ثنوان. I said there are four in the Quran: dunya, sinwanun, qinwanun, bunyanun. والثاني, and the second one, idgham بغير غنة. Idgham without gunna, which it is called idgham kamil. في اللام والراء ثم كررن. Any question? Then can you use the Quran? Let's check some verse. Surah An-Nas. Last week we recited Surah Al-Fatiha. Then now we are going to move to Surah An-Nas. I'm going to recite and you listen. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Wait, let me finish. قل أعوذ برب الناس. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله. قل أعوذ برب الناس أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الفلق قل أعوذ برب الفلق فلق قل أعوذ برب الفلق You have to pronounce the qa broadly. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق If you Thank you. When you are saying min sharril waswasil, try as much as possible to say khannas. Min sharril waswasil khannas. Why? Because if you say min sharril waswasil khannas, like khannas, ka Umar, ka Hadi, khannas, min sharril waswasil khannas. No, min sharril waswasil khannas, because al khannas is a word. Al-Khannas. You know, someone or something that used to hide, like shaitan. We are not what? Saying it. Innahu yarakum wa qabiluhu min haythu la tarawnahu. Then you are going to say, min sharril waswasil khannas. Khannas, because the meaning, it is khannas, not kannas. If you said kannas like men, like mankind, which is completely wrong. And also here, because you cannot say kul a'udhu, 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 no, a'udhu, alif a, ain a. قل أعوذ قل أعوذ برب الناس. Without wasting much time, this Qul A'udhu, or in Surah An-Nas, you can only recite it in the three different ways. No four ways, only three different ways. One, it is the general way. The second one, it is way read by Warsh, and the last one, it is the way read by Khalaf. The way read by general, it is how what we read it now. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ مَالِكِ النَّاسِ إِلَٰهِ النَّاسِ. But for the Warsh, this lam has fataha on it. قُلْ أَعُوذُ قُلْ أَعُوذُ قُلْ أَعُوذُ قُلْ أَعُوذُ, not قُلْ أَعُوذُ. For the Khalaf, whenever Khalaf, when he is reciting Quran, whenever he come across school, then alifs come, then he has to what? Stop. In Habs, we have only one. وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقَ. That is the only one we have in Habs. Apart from this one, we don't have what? What you call a saktu. A saktu. A saktu. In Habs, we have only one. That is why in other qira'at, they said, وَقِيلَ مَرَّاقَ. Why? Because we have nun sakina and we have what? Ra, which we said it is what? Idgham kamil. Therefore, they take it as idgham kamil. وَقِيلَ مَرَّاقَ. Marraq. But for the Habs, our normal Quran, he has what? A sakat there. That is why at the top, you will see what? A small c. وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقَ. When you have ba with wawul mad, we said what? Boo. So now we have ba, bi, boo. Then in some Arab nations, this imala, it is not something like academical, no. It is from the origin of their what? Language. They have another vowel between this alif al-mad and ya ul-mad. In English, it is written like this. A, for example, if you have CAT, we call it cat, right? Cat, not like a cat, as we used to say, cat. Then in Arabic, they have this imala. When alif al-mad comes in some words, they used to what? Change it into this. Then they will say a. That is why here only Duri and Abi Amir. This is the only qira'ah that recite an-nasu bin-nasu. Nasu. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ مَلِكِ النَّاسِ إِلَهِ النَّاسِ مِنْ شَرِّ الْوَسْوَاسِ الْخَنَّاسِ. Why? Because al-khannas is not nas. Why? Because it is from the origin of the language. That is why only some words, not to no. Don't say whenever I have this word, alif al-mad, I'm going to change it. No. There are some words. Then he has what? Another ta. If ta comes at the end of the word, for example, if you check some Arabs around Syria, around Turkish countries, whenever a word ends with ta, they change it into what? This. That is why they can say Khadiji, Aishi, Fatimi, Sadir, Usami. You understand? فَلَكَتَهَا مَا الْعَقَبَةُ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْعَقَبَةُ الْقَارِئِ مَا الْقَارِئِ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْقَارِئِ. Why? Because it ends with this ta. And this ta they change it into this. In Medina, they have only Imalat Sughra. That is why Imam Nafi with Warsh, they have what? Imala Sughra. It is not like this. It is like, that is why in the Quran text of Warsh, he has only one Imalat al-Kubra. That is Dahi. Dahi. From that, the entire Quran text of Warsh, it is Imalat al-Sughra. That is why you will see Tahi ما أنزلنا عليك القرآن لتشقى إلا تذكرة لمن يخشى تنزيلا ممن خلق الأرض والسماوات العلى. Don't say Ula. Ula is what? General. Ule, it is what? Kisai and Duri. But Ule, Ule, سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدي. This is the. I'm going to recap this explanation for the Surah Al-Nas and Falak and Surah Al-Ikhlas. Then we can move to Iqlab and Ikhfa, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.